Puss in Boots. There was once an old miller who died and left something to each of his 3 sons. He left the mill to his eldest son, a donkey to the middle son, and a cat to the youngest. The cat was no ordinary cat. "Fetch me a bag and some boots, and I will make you into a noble gentleman," he said to the youngest son, his new owner. Answered the boy, "How would you know anything about noblemen? All you know how to do is chase mice." "Yes, but you can learn a great deal by chasing mice," added the cat. The boy did as he was instructed and bought a bag and some boots for the cat. One day the cat stuffed the bag with some fragrant herbs. A passing rabbit, attracted by the sweet smell, approached the sack. The cat then pounced, trapping the poor rabbit. He then took the bag to the king. "My lord," he said, "I bring you this gift on behalf of my master, the Marquis of Carabas." The king was delighted with the gift and ordered his head chef to turn it into a delicious feast for dinner. After that, the cat would take him a freshly trapped rabbit every day on behalf of his master. Another day, the cat said to his owner, "The king is on his way. He must get to know you. Quick, run and jump in the river, and you'll see what I can do for you." So the boy jumped in the river. The cat began to cry out loudly, "Help! Help! My master, the Marquis of Carabas, is in trouble." The king, upon hearing the name of the boy who had sent him so many fine gifts, ordered his carriage driver to stop at once, and he hurried out with his daughter to rescue the boy from the water. "Let us take you home," said the king to the cat and the miller's son. "That's awfully kind," answered the cat. "My master and I live in a castle just outside the city. It would be wonderful if you could take my master back. He is dripping wet after all. However, I will run ahead to prepare for your arrival." With that, the cat ran ahead of the king's carriage until he came to some boys who were out harvesting crops. "If the king asks you whose land this is, then you must reply that it belongs to the Marquis of Carabas," the cat told the boys sternly. "Otherwise, I'll have you chopped up for mincemeat." The cat then repeated the very same thing to some more workers that he found further along the way. The boys were so frightened that when the king came along and asked who the land belonged to, they replied, "The Marquis of Carabas, Your Majesty." The king was impressed. Then the cat made his way to the beautiful castle that nobody ever visited because a terrible ogre lived there. "I hear," said the cat, speaking to the ogre, "that you can change yourself into any creature that you please." "That's right," replied the ogre, and he changed himself into a fierce lion and began to roar at the cat. "That's amazing," praised the cat. "But tell me, ogre, can you change yourself into small animals as well as large ones?" "Why, yes, of course," puffed the ogre proudly, before changing himself into a little mouse. The clever cat was quick and pounced on the little mouse before gobbling him up. Soon the king's carriage arrived at the castle. "Your Majesty and your princess, please allow me to welcome you to the castle of my master, the Marquis of Carabas," announced the cat. The king was very pleased, for it was a splendid castle filled with riches. "Let me invite you to a feast," exclaimed the cat. They all sat down to a banquet that the cat had ordered. Everything was delicious. The king was so impressed with the miller's son that he invited him to spend some time at the palace. Before long, the miller's son and the princess fell in love and were married. The miller's son was forever grateful to the cat for his good fortune and made sure that he never needed to catch mice again, for the tastiest meat and best cream was served every day to Puss in Boots.